Hey bitch, and welcome back to another Raleigh Reacts video. If you're new to my Raleigh Reacts, these are videos I make reacting to videos that you guys send me, usually about horses, but it can really be about anything, and you can only send me these videos by DMing them to me on my Instagram. If you are interested in extra content from me, you can become a channel member here on YouTube or check out my Patreon account. The link is in the description down below. Furthermore, regarding my Patreon, as you guys know, I did adopt a new horse, so if you guys want to follow me on Patreon, I've been posting some sneak peeks of my new horse over there before I actually post the official coming home video, which will be posted here on YouTube for everybody to see. But yes, if you would like to see behind the scenes of my life, riding, my horses, my new horse, etc., you guys can follow me on Patreon. It's going to be linked below. Without further ado, I think we should just go ahead and get into it because I haven't done one of these videos in a while, and whenever I take a break, I always end up getting like hundreds of DMs from other people, so it's never gonna be possible for me to get to every single video that people want me to react to, but I do try my hardest, and we have a lot to get to today. Let's go.
A 9-year-old barrel racer is recovering from a terrifying accident that nearly took her life. Kinlan Tyler has been riding horses since she could walk, and just weeks after buying her very own, she suffered a horrific accident. The injuries, devastating. But as Trayson Bragg shows us, this tough little cowgirl isn't giving up on her dreams.
Horses mean absolutely everything to Kinlan Tyler.
I love riding horses.
She began riding horses at 2, then barrel racing them at 4, and now at 9, she's racked up a very impressive resume of wins.
So what do you win when you do these barrel races?
So whenever I do most of them, that time I'll either win like money, and then at the end I'll either win like a saddle or a buckle.
Kinlan tells me about a month ago she used all the money she saved up over the years to buy this guy, Big Gray. But a week later, a simple mistake almost cost her her life.
I was holding him and she went up behind him and she pat him on the butt, got right up behind him and spooked him and he kicked her.
That day, seeing that happen, how did you handle it? What was that like for you, Mom?
I thought she was dead. When I got to her, it happened right in front of me and she was laying on the ground and I started screaming and I said, Kinlan, say something.
Thankfully, moments later, Kinlan was able to speak, but the injuries were substantial.
She had over 20 broken bones in her face. Her nose was completely shattered. Her sinus tract was completely just curved. Her cheek was 5 millimeters pushed out of place and rotated.
She already had multiple surgeries, and doctors say there are more on the way, but this tough cowgirl isn't cowering. Instead, she's using this moment to help keep others safe.
Never go behind a horse. Be arms length away from the horse, and if you just be careful not to spook them.
And in case you're wondering,
I still have to recover for a few more weeks, but I'll definitely, when it's the day that I can get back on, I definitely will be riding my horses.
Wow. I am so happy that that little girl's okay, honestly. People always give me for this, but there's a reason why I tell people that there's no such thing as a kid-safe horse or a bomb-proof horse, etc. There's not. There's no such thing. Horses are horses are horses are horses. They all spook. They all do dumb stuff from time to time. This is why I made my video talking about how irresponsible it is for pregnant women to ride horses, because it is. I don't care how much you trust your horse. I trust my horses. I'm not gonna get on my horses pregnant. Are you kidding? Are you crazy? I'm shocked that this little girl is actually still alive. A normal, well-trained horse should be able to be stood behind without kicking at people or spooking or whatever. The fact that he kicked her in the center of her face is intentional. So I don't care what anybody's gonna say about that. That is an intentional kick. He knew where he was kicking and he kicked her right in the face. Clearly this horse is not suited for this little girl and has some underlying issues, maybe with bad training in the past or something that needs to be readdressed. I would not let my child around a brand new horse until I've had a good several months to really assess the horse myself and know that my child is actually going to be safe. Because horses are such big animals and children are so small and fragile, you really should never consider any horse to be a kid-safe horse. And also when it comes to walking behind them, train your horses well, you guys. Your horse should not spook or freak out when something is behind them. It just is what it is. You should train your horses well enough to where I can stand directly behind my horse and he's totally fine.
2 months ago, I hauled my horse to an equine tattoo artist. I got his eyes and his nose tattooed. People went crazy in the comments, which I'm not surprised about. But just to reiterate, this is not for looks. This is for my horse's well-being. As you can see, before we started tattooing, he has 0 pigment on him. He's a Perlino, so pink skin, blue eyes, very, very sensitive to light and light glare, and burns a lot, very easily in the summer. So in addition to my current measures of sunscreen and UV masks, I'm hoping it'll help with a couple different things, but the biggest one is sun glare. He has a hard time on bright days, especially when there's water. So far, it has honestly helped drastically for that, which is huge when I'm riding and don't necessarily want to have a mask on him. The healing process was good, but a lot of work. He had to stay completely out of the sun for 30 days. I had to get a little creative with this because I don't have a barn. It was really hard to keep him from rubbing, so not all the ink stuck as well. So I will already be getting a touch-up in August with darker ink. So yeah, I can't wait to see how he continues to heal and respond to this over the next year.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but this is actually a real thing. And it is also approved by many veterinarians that it's a extremely safe alternative than letting your horse develop skin cancer over time, which these particular horses are especially prone to. So it's a really interesting thing. I appreciate the people, though, that call this out for animal abuse, because certainly anytime you needlessly alter an animal or cause them pain and suffering for usual cosmetic reasons, it is definitely abusive. So, you know, it's good for people to still be on guard when they see animals on social media given tattoos. I would say in pretty much every circumstance except for this one, it would probably be extremely abusive to do that. However, like I said, with sedation and everything, which they do, this is usually approved by a veterinarian. I think that's actually a good opportunity to talk to people about that, because a lot of people just don't know. I mean, and hey, I get it. It sounds crazy, it looks crazy, and it does look abusive. So, you know, it's good to educate people, though. Before I read about this, I would have thought that it was abuse as well, so. Wow. Who would have thought? Who would have thought a horse that needs 2 people to hold it would have had a negative reaction to a rider? Who would have thought? I love this so much. I love when people want to cry about getting hurt when they got on a very dangerous animal that had literally no training. And everybody knew that this animal was dangerous enough and unpredictable enough to where they had 2 people holding it. This is what you call groundwork. And all horses should have amazing groundwork established before even putting a saddle on them. So much so that by the time you put a saddle on a horse for the first time, they should have little to no reaction at all. When you see horses have responses this way to having riders on for the first time or saddles on for the first time, it's always because these people are cutting corners and they haven't done enough work with the horse to get the horse comfortable enough with a saddle or a rider, whatever it might be. Therefore, you see these extreme negative responses, which usually are panic responses, stress responses, pain responses. And then these people want to cry about it. I could have told you this was going to happen just by looking at the 2 people that were holding on to the horse. Oh my God, I've actually seen this video before, you guys. The lady on the horse annoys me so bad. Just like, watch her. Watch her. The one that's on the chestnut. The guy actually does a really good job here, but I love how this lady is just like standing here causing problems and not helping at all. Girl, like, get off. This is the thing I hate the most about emergencies. The people that are on the horses always make it worse. I mean, these people don't do anything. They just cause problems. Most of the time, they're just in the way. If you have a horse that's experiencing an emergency, get off and actually try to help and assess the situation. You're not going to do anything by being on a horse except crowd the other horses. It just bothers me so much. And I could tell by the video that the guy that was actually cutting the horse loose on the carriage was just really annoyed with the other people for not getting off and actually helping. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's lazy. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. The lady literally, the first thing she should have done was get off her horse and actually try to help. Oh my God. Try to get those I can't even watch this. People like this are going to hell. People like this are going to hell. If you keep an animal alive in this state, you are absolutely going to hell, okay? The universe hates you. I've seen people do this with horses that have prosthetic legs. They'll post animals in this type of condition on social media, acting like they're giving the horse a second chance at life or giving this dog a second chance at life. What kind of a life? I mean, at a certain point, you have to think of the animal's quality of life here, you guys. These animals are better off dead. They're literally suffering. Horses that have prosthetic legs are suffering. They're never going to be able to live a normal life like other horses. You're not a good person. You're freaking evil, dude. Anybody who keeps animals alive like this is doing it for themselves. They're not doing it for the animals. They're literally evil.
Khaleesi!
I love that. I love how people do the completely wrong thing and risk literally killing another horse, but then when it works out, they think that they did something. No, no, no. You're actually lucky that your foal was not injured more than it was. All it takes is one wrong kick to kill a horse. I know that from personal experience, okay? Please, please introduce your horses properly. A few nicks, a few little play bites and kicks and whatever, that's normal, but that was a serious kick. I mean, multiple serious kicks, and that was a baby. Why? And then I like how the horses ended up working it out, which of course they're going to end up doing because they're herd animals, but just because they ended up working it out doesn't mean that the beginning was acceptable or proper ways to introduce yearlings to a herd. Any one of those kicks could have seriously injured that horse, and it looks like it did. It looks like one of those kicks actually did hurt that horse pretty bad. You could honestly have underlying issues from those as well, like chip fractures, and you're never gonna know about that until way down the line, even if you think your horse is fine the next day. It's unbelievable. This is just so lazy, and you could have literally injured this horse for life or potentially killed him. Oh my God. Is this Fallon? Oh my God, she hates me.
She was a fairy. She was a fairy.
Oh my God, Fallon. Why? Like, why do you even post that? I get it that everybody has bad days and everybody messes up. I've had plenty of bad days. Why? Why post that to the internet? It just makes you look dumb. The one thing I do like about Fallon is the fact that she promotes barrel racing in helmets, and I think that that's a really great thing. Yes, please. Yes, every barrel racer should wear helmets. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Fallon. Like, why would you post that? Fallon's not even looking. As she's like going towards the barrel, she's not even looking. This is the thing that annoys me about barrel racers, because you see a lot of them that hit barrels and their horses fly over the tops of the barrels like that. It's a rotational fall. I mean, horses die that way and riders die that way. But you see a lot of barrel racers that experience rotational falls, experience them exactly this way, because the rider is not even looking. I mean, Fallon's not even looking at the barrel and just turns her horse right into the barrel. She turned the horse right into the barrel. Like, what do you expect? Of course the horse is gonna fly right over it. I feel bad for the horse, honestly. I mean, I'm glad that Fallon's okay and everything, but it's like, why post that? Unless you're posting it to be like, oh, my bad, guys. But she didn't. She posted it to be funny. It's like, it's not funny, girl. You could have died. What are you doing, Fallon? You could have died. I don't even know what the that was, but I have zero sympathy for anybody who participates in bronc riding. Zero sympathy. These horses are not wild horses. Anybody who believes that is stupid. These are not wild horses. There's more than enough evidence to show that these horses are tortured, they're shocked, and these riders ride in like massive spurs. You can even see this rider's riding in them, and they're raking the sides of the horse to also agitate them further. I guarantee you she learned absolutely nothing from this, and she's gonna go right back and do it again and just be a complete idiot. People like this are honestly too stupid to exist. That's just my opinion. I love how she's so bad at riding and so off balance that all it took was literally just $1. $1 to get her out of the saddle. I mean, that's the most pathetic riding I've ever seen from a rodeo rider, and they're pretty bad. Like, the bar's pretty low. Oh my god, okay. That's all I had for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have to stop before I get myself in trouble and say something that's gonna get me demonetized. But I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys didn't see, in my last video, I actually posted a giveaway, so you can go check out that video. I'll have it linked at the end of this one. But I love you. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.